Hello, you lovely people. You should be live, and this time around, the sound should work properly. If it doesn't, please let me know, and I'm gonna switch back to the backup microphone. All right, so the gathering today. It's about the week that it is ahead of us, 17th to 23rd of October 2020, 2022. Just give me a moment here to make sure that everything runs smoothly. It seems so that way. If you had paid attention to the thumbnail itself, you would have saw those four cards. Let me show them to you here. So those four cards, which are as a follow. The first one that is to be the Lover's card, and the second one stands as the Nine of Wands. Afterwards, what we have that is to be the Ten of Pentacles, and the final one that is to be the Eight of Pentacles. Hello, News Devon. Good morning. I hope you do face your weekend in a uplifted spirit. Florime, I don't think I saw you before here. Welcome to the stream. I hope you do enjoy the show, and as well Zebra Libra. Welcome, guys. All right, so people get fuzzy when they do see the Lover's card standing there, and they're thinking, oh my god, that is gonna be my love week. Well, unfortunately, with the Nine of Wands into the second position of that spread and the Ten of Pentacles into the third, that's not going to be a week which is going to favor love at all. Of course, that doesn't mean that you may not have your fair share of a love situation. It's just the week is not going to favor it. It's going to be very difficult to connect with people, especially with the opposite sex. All right, it's going to be very difficult to build bridges. You know, the things that are connecting us on a similar level. And also with the Ten of Pentacles into the third position, somewhat within us there will be that drive to be more and more independent than others. So it's going to be a week that the least we're gonna want it is to entangle with someone, all right, be dependent of a someone's schedule, or as with many love situations, with someone's mood. However, in terms of business, the week is going to be awesome. Pretty much what those cards are speaking, it is that something is set in motion, and although we cannot alter it physically, this particular week is going to be a week where a lot of decisions are to be made, and those decisions are going to have a they're going to have a huge impact into the future. And the beauty of it, as the Lover stands here into the first position, is that none of the choices is right or wrong. It's all about our personal preferences, how we want to go about certain things, or what kind of a end goal we want to accomplish, what kind of a results we want to achieve from those business endeavors. And the Ten of Pentacles in terms of business being into the third position, it pretty much speaks that all of our investments, whether those investments are, you know, efforts, time, sweat, and tears and blood. Well, let's not get to the extreme here, but whatever we do decide to invest and throw into our career, which by the way includes as well studying, because studying kind of like builds you up for some kind of a career, they are gonna pay back. And as those decisions are forming up, right, they are gonna form into either a pattern or a plan or a preparation. Whichever the case, by the end of the week, that whether a pattern, plan, or a preparation will now gonna be ready to be manifested and pretty much initiated. And the beauty of all that, it is that a couple of things are gonna be in place here. First, whatever plan is that, it will be completely synchronized with the demands, therefore is going to be in harmony with what anybody expects. Clients, workers, executives, etc., etc. And also the plan itself is going to be shaped to its finest detail, so no unpleasant surprises can be expected in the future. And that's pretty much the collective in a nutshell, long story short. What is likely to happen as well, which is going to be in effect for all of us regardless of our situation, it is that certain concerns that we may have or problems that we are facing, they are going to start resolving themselves by themselves. Okay, not all of them, but for the most part, or rather like for the majority of them, they will the very least going to abate their grasp and effect on our lives. So pretty much that is the collective. And now I'm going to move to the weekly readings for the 12 star signs. I'm going to start from Aries, and I'm going to end up with Pisces. And amongst the readings for the star signs, I'm also going to gift to 3 of you guys a free reading. The first gift is gonna happen after Cancer. The second gift is going to be after Scorpio, and the third one that is going to be after Pisces. So if you do want to have a free reading with me, that is the only way you get it here public on the live stream. Just wait until I do announce a break. That is how I do announce that a gift is going to take place. And you get to ask a question that you want me to read for with my tarot cards. You ask the question here into the comments of the live stream, and I usually give 5 minutes people to input their questions, and after 5 minutes I'm going to pick one question and I'm going to perform a professional reading on the question itself. Should any of you decide to support me, the stream, and Pisces Moonbeam through Super Chat, you guys are going to get a reading at the end of the stream. That's given. And if your super chat has no inquiry, the reading is going to be your personal experience throughout the week. And should the super chat be $20 or above, the reading is going to be that very same one that I'm doing for the star signs with 4 card spread, unless there isn't an inquiry to your question. That way I'm going to just pick a suitable spread for the question that you are giving. And finally, if you do want to have a personal reading with me, you can always go to my website, which you can find in the description down below. And there at the very front page, you can see full list of my services and as well their pricing. So let me shuffle the cards and let's jump right away into Aries. By the way, you can track which star sign I am by looking at the glyph over here. Hello, Maribel. Welcome to the stream. I haven't seen you around before, so I hope you do enjoy it. All right, so the first one for Aries, this will be the Hermit, followed by the second card for Aries, which stands as the 10 of Pentacles. Moving on next for Aries, we do have the 6 of Wands. And the final one for Aries, that is going to be the 5 of Swords. Here. Okay, so this is very suitable for Aries for as far as I know in regards to astrology, because the week is going to be all about you guys. It will have no correlation to anybody that is around you, because as the week progresses and builds up, it seems that you are going to become more and more focused to one thing in particular that you are to find very important to yourself. That could be, you know, a person, it could be a job or a certain project, but the thing it is that whatever you do find that is important and substantial is going to be that way, and it will be only for you, right? It's not going to belong to anybody else. So if that's a person, this person ain't gonna belong to anybody else. Or if that's a job, this place and that spot is pretty much reserved to you, right? Should that be a friend, and this friendship is gonna be unique. This experience is going to be like I said, very important to you, substantial, and how can I put it into words? Yeah, well, important, essential was the word that I was searching for. Now, where this is going to take place, I do believe that is going to be most likely into your career rather than into your relationship and into your love life, because we do have the Six of Wands into the third position for you, Aries, which pretty much means that this is going to be the week where you are to be rewarded for your efforts, right? And also receive a recognition for your efforts. So nobody is going to be able to steal the glory and reward themselves with your spoils from the war, so to speak. And that truly is going to give you a stepping stone, a milestone, if you will, that you can proceed with a further growth career-wise. But you gotta tread very carefully. Now we do have the Five of Swords into the last position, and that correlated with the Ten of Pentacles into the second position. It kind of speaks that you may throw yourself in a trap, rather like you may it's not like this trap is going to be consciously set for you, but you are gonna entangle it for yourself, and that trap is going to be related to you becoming dependent of someone else without that someone else wanting that to happen, but is going to be welcomed from them, nor that you are going to foresee that it is happening and is going to be unwelcomed for you. So in order to avoid that, what is important for you, Aries, is to know how far you can do by yourself and not overstretch your limits with one thing or another. Okay, in other words, do not overstay your welcome. Now, should in any case this week is going to be focused more on love for you rather than on a business, you can expect a lot of passion and sex to go around. That is if you are in a current relationship, okay, and also to be acknowledged as a person who is going to be very difficult to replace or substitute. Therefore, your partner will grow increasingly convinced that, you know, you are the right person for them. Maybe they're not going to grow 100% into it, but it will be some kind of a progress, and the week itself is going to give you more and more domination. So more and more what you say is going to go, even if your significant one is against it. In terms of single people, the week is going to be, if you are to find someone, should you be single, which is very unlikely, but some of you may be the lucky ones and find someone, you should know that that is going to be, at least for the time being, a D1. Yeah, it's a dream catcher. My cousin gifted to me very long time ago, maybe 20 years ago. It is shipped to me from United States. All right, moving on. Next we do have not Aries, it's going to be Taurus next one. All right, for Taurus, first one, we do have the Eight of Wands, followed by the second card of the Six of Pentacles. Moving on next, we do have the Ace of Cups. That's a good one. And the final one, that's going to be the Tower. So these 4 cards for Taurus. Well, the thing, guys, it is that this Tower card we do have for you is going to be very relative of how you are going to approach your week, because what we do have about your week is the things are going to become increasingly, the word is not intense, more like a rapid, so you can expect the dynamic into your routine start speeding up, business wise, friendship wise, relationship wise again. And it's gonna be through a pleasant circumstances. I cannot say that you are to experience something negative, at least at the start of the week here, but these pleasant circumstances are going to be abnormal circumstances, so they are going to be circumstances that you are not used to deal and tackle with. And here is literally the, can I put it into words? Here is literally the red line, so to speak. It is because you are going to skate on the thin ice throughout the week itself. Some of you may grow overconfident, and that way they are risking losing actually any gains they are going to make throughout the week. Now, luckily for you, you're not going to lose more than that, but still you are going to be resentful, and also you are going to regret that you are to lose what you have gained throughout the week, which is going to be a great gain, by the way, with that Ace of Cups being into the third position. Many people interpret this card as pure love. I can kind of agree, but that's not only a romantic love, that is the love for life itself. Usually it manifests where you are most disappointed at, in fact, where you have lost hope into. So, because the card states that, how can I translate it? Where your heart was emptied once, now is going to be filled up again, and nothing is going to look the same seen through that overflowing joy. So if you have gave up hope on finding love, well, I guess you are a lucky one throughout the week, because that is very likely to happen to you, to start falling in love again. If you have lost hope that you are going to become successful, well, that's also a lucky week for you, because you are going to start growing more and more successful throughout the week, etc., etc., but again through a abnormal circumstances. So the way you prevent the clash of the tower and you take full advantage of its transformational properties, it is by facing that dynamic with a clear-headed mind. Not everything that it is presented to you, Taurus, is meant for you. So whenever you decide to become a part of something or to take on an opportunity, make sure that you know what you're doing. Don't hope on luck that is gonna pave your way forward. Instead, you should rely only on your personal capabilities, so to speak, because otherwise, like I said, everything that you are to build throughout the week, it's very likely to rumble around you and to fall apart irrecoverably or irreparably, so to speak. But yeah, that is literally how your week is standing. If you are having, for example, a business propositions, make sure that you can hold up to them instead of hoping that something is going to change that is going to make you hold up to them. You know, I was working back in the days at a place where, you know, every deal was accepted, and afterwards people were thinking how they are going to fulfill the deal. Well, that is exactly what can pretty much build up your coffin here. You do not do that. Before you take the deal, you should be certain that you can meet the demands of the deal itself. That is how you do go through a transformation period unscathed. All right, so that was for Taurus. Moving next, we do have Gemini. First one for Gemini, that's going to be the Five of Pentacles, followed by the Ace of Cups. Moving on, next we do have the Queen of Wands. And the last one, that's going to be the King of Swords. All right, so a little bit of a rainy week for Gemini. The catalyst to the Queen of Swords, that will be the Nine of Swords here. Good evening, Kate. Welcome to the stream. Rough week, Gemini, for what my cards are showing. First of all, you're going to start seeing how, you know, what you are. How can I put it into words? Let's say it that way. You're going to start seeing and realizing that your possessions, and under your possessions, I mean everything that you are, or anything that is that you are involved into, from your home to your business, you know, and your relationship. They're not as strong as and as solid as you may think they are. You're not as far as you think you are. That is something that you are going to see throughout the week. And suddenly you are going to start feeling very vulnerable to failure, betrayal, competition as well. Did I say failure? I think I did. And you're going to start seeing that within your plans and within how you are building up, you know, your not your future, but your current situations, there are a lot of problems in there. They are small problems. Some people may even name them trifles, but problems nonetheless. And it will take a severe lifestyle change from your behalf to fix those problems. So that is a week where you will have to go against yourself in the right way. And you're not gonna like it. We can see that from the Ace of Cups, all right? You may even grow to despise yourself, and you know how you are changing your ways about one thing or another. You may even have to bend the knee in a certain situations that we can see here. Now the redeeming factor from the week, it is that Queen of Cups, or Queen of Wands, I'm sorry, which is catalyzed by the Nine of Swords. Now we do have a active friends here as an elemental dignity, and that is a person who knows you very well. I mean, that is a person who knows what you are afraid of. That is a person who knows what you are good at and also where you suck at, right? And what that person is going to do is for the lack of better words, I'm going to say fix your schedule, right? Like tell you what to handle first, then second, then third, and also what you should place in the hands of professional help, because by the end of the week, most likely you are going to start relying on a professional help, like for example a lawyer, like for example a business advisor, so to speak, like for example I don't know, a therapist, whatever the case with you. Now that may not be paid professional help. You may have a friend, a banker, who can help you with your finances, but whatever the case, towards the end of the week, all these insecurities that you're going to build up, you are going to start solving them, and wherever you cannot solve them by yourself, this is where the professional help comes about. And wherever that professional help comes about, a resolution to your concerns and issues is going to be found. And not just only that, but also a very effective strategy is going to be built. Only thing that it is left for you to do is to follow that strategy and the plan, and you are going to stabilize. But the week itself is going to be rather very, very shaky for you, that at least according to my cards. All right, so that was for Gemini. Moving on, next we do have Cancer. News Devon, thank you so much for your 449 British pounds. Thank you, News. Make sure that you do stick around up until the end of the stream. where you're gonna get your personalized reading for the week. All right, Cancer, let me shuffle and see what you're gonna have, guys. The first one, that's going to be the Five of Cups for you, followed by the second card for you, Cancer, which is the Four of Cups. Third one, Two of Swords. Here, Four of Cups has a very rare property, very rare manifestation. And the final one, that's the Nine of Wands. Most likely a romantic reading, what we have for you, Cancer, by the look of those cards. Whether because you are single for a long time, whether because you think that you're not getting the appropriate attention for a long time, whether because you just don't want to be single anymore, or whether because you want to experiment, throughout the week you will kind of like feel the push to relate or to connect, not to relate but to connect. Now this feeling, whether as this feeling is going to be very strong, also is going to be accompanied with a feeling that that's wrong. I mean, yeah, it's good to be related to someone, but it needs to be also for the right reasons. And just for the sake of being in a relationship, you're going to start feeling that that's not the right reason, okay? Or in other words, you will have that sense to connect to someone, but in the back of your mind, you will know that that's for the wrong reasons, okay? And literally the week is that you should kind of like fight the urge unless it is your only option available. So it's a quite of a tough week, because what is required from you, Cancer, is to identify that is the option that makes sense. Okay, you throwing yourself into someone's arms, it is the only logical sense that you can do. I don't know how you're gonna do that. Now it is granted, especially for you, Cancer, who are single, that by the end of the week you are going to have an opportunity to connect with somebody on a romantic level, that is. It's very important when that happens. Well, this is how you're going to recognize if it is for the right or the wrong reasons. If you are doing it just to muffle a disappointment, whether that disappointment it is because you recently break up with someone, or that disappointment it is because you can't find anybody around, okay? Or whether that disappointment it is because you think you're not looking good, and that person certainly shows interest in you and you have to throw itself into them because you may think that you are never going to find anybody more suitable. Now these are all of the wrong reasons. Now the right person, or is that person right or wrong, is going to be pretty much obvious to you right away. I mean, you will not going to be able to think the other way around. So it's very important to follow your let's say intuition. I really hate that word, but for the lack of a better one, I'm going to use it. It's very important to follow your intuition and your hunches when you go to relate with someone on an emotional level, because that is exactly what we do have over here. Now for the most of you, there is going to be more than one, and you may jump prematurely to the wrong one rather than to the right one. That's what we do have here. Now, as this is a general reading, for those who are completely business oriented, all right, it will be very important that you do not take an initiative and you just follow your plans, because any take of initiative, if doesn't screw the things over for you, is going to make you unavailable for a better option after that week. You're going to have your hands full, and you wouldn't be able to make space for the better option when it comes. That is what those cards are showing, but by all means, you should do whatever suits you best. And so that is for Cancer, and we are entering into the first break, and now the first gift is going to take place. I am gifting one of you a free reading. All that you got to do to participate into the gift taking is input a question that you want me to read for with my tarot cards. I'm going to give you about 5 minutes to do so, and after 5 minutes I'm going to pick one of your questions and I'm going to perform a professional reading on it. Liz, thank you so much for your $5. Thank you, Liz. Make sure that you do stick around as well up until the end, where you're going to have your personalized reading for the week. Three minutes, guys. The dream catcher doesn't have a medicine bag. It doesn't have any bag at all. It's just heavily decorated, so to speak, but it doesn't have any bag. It has two circles though. One from the left side of his head and another one is from the right side of his head. Oh, Mattia, thank you so much for your $19.99. Thank you, Mattia. Your question is well received, and you're gonna have an answer to it at the end of the stream. Okay, I think we don't have any questions, so let's start with Leo now. First free reading gift thrown out of the window. Sherry, welcome to the stream, Sherry. Hope you do enjoy your time here. Hello, Melissa. All right, for Leo, first one, we do have the Wheel of Fortune. So that's a very, very strong start for you, followed by the strength card. The thing about the strength card, having it here is just that's I put it into words. In that particular case, it's gonna be overexcitement. Afterwards, is gonna be the Chariot, and the final one for you, Leo. Oh my God, we do have the Magician. Oh, that's the thing with readings, eh? If you go for a reading with me, Melissa, I mean, you're gonna get the answers the cards are giving you. There are readers which are gonna give you sweet answers no matter what the cards are showing, so I don't know. That's gonna be a very strong week for you, Leo. I'm almost tempted to see what is gonna be about through the Lenormand cards. You know what? I am curious what is going to be, but I'm not going to show you what comes up. Okay? I'm going to show you what comes up. I just want to know what I'm talking about. Business. Business, just hold on a second, guys. We do have another chat from Super Chat, actually a donation in PayPal from Marta Coover. Marta, I don't know if you are into in the stream, but if you are, make sure that you do stay around up until the end of it, where you're gonna have your personalized reading for the week. So Leo, business, right? And actually the Lenormand cards were like 6 of them before actually the business comes up, all right? And like 5 of them were showing relief, and afterwards we do had a blockage problem. Relief from a blockage and problems most likely is going to happen through a news that is going to come your way. You are just going to receive a super exciting and positive news about your job, about your business, about the way you're making money, about your career, and that news is gonna pretty much change your business life, change your business experience. For what we can see with the tarot cards, in fact, you're going to be so excited about it that you may forget yourself, you may forget your professional composure. And that is what I said about the strength card being into the second position. It's just, it will be amazing, and you are going to be like a little kid. Okay, you will just not going to be able to hold your emotions in. And this new opportunity, it will be a very long-term one. We can see it in the next 2 cards here, which are the Chariot and the Magician. Right, the Chariot shows that along the way, manifesting this new job, for example, or a new client that is completely gonna save your business, or is gonna give you the next level you want to go for your business, so on and so forth. It will be a long-term contract or a long-term deed, which you are gonna build up little by little. With the Magician being at the end, it's simply where, well, your performance will be immaculate, and the change is not going to be just because you are stepping into the next level, but because it's going to allow you to become more and more sovereign, or rather like you're going, it's going to build up your sovereignty. You will become more important, more independent, okay, more reliable, more irreplaceable, more unique. And as well, throughout the week, should you want to negotiate some kind of a contract, you are going to simply kill it. Okay, you are going to kill it. But again, that's lack of composure may be a bit of a minus. It may be a bit of a bag throw, or rather, like how do you say it? Yeah, to draw you back. And that's why do your meditation, Reiki, whatever the case, all right? But just try to behave as professional as you can. But there is no mistaking it. Into the upcoming week for you, Leo, your business is going to take a turn, and that's going to be once in a lifetime change for you. And that change is going to pretty much propel you faster and bigger than any opportunity that you had up until this point. Melissa, thank you so much for your $9.99. Thank you, Melissa. Make sure that you as well stick around up until the end of the stream, where you're gonna have your personal reading for the transit, or rather like for the week. I don't know why I say transit, for the week itself. Sherry, thank you so much for your $20 US. Thank you, Sherry. You also make sure that you do stay around to the end, so you can have your you're gonna have it either way, but you can hear your personalized reading for the week. By the way, guys, should any of you cannot stick around up until the end, you can watch the video later, right? It's going to be on the YouTube channel, so you're not going to miss anything. All right, so that was Leo. Now moving on, next we do have Virgo. You did? How did you not? There you go. Hey, Sean. Welcome to the stream, mate. All right, for Virgo, first one, that's going to be the Two of Swords, followed by the Page of Swords. Moving on next, that's going to be the Knight of Cups. And the last one, we do have the Page of Cups. All right, hold on a second. Sean, thank you so much for your $20 US. I'm not going to give you a kiss, mate, because I'm up to women, right? But thank you so much for your $20 US. Make sure that you do stick around up until the end as well, where you're gonna get personalized reading for the transit. Oh, the hell with it. Thank you, Sean. All right, so let me draw one more card for the Page of Swords, which is the Emperor. That's not a good thing at all. And the Knight of Cups, it is the Three of Pentacles. Now that's a very, very good thing. Okay. So you will have to choose in between two people. To me, the choice is obvious. I don't want to make it for you guys, so let me explain you the situation. So we do have a person who pretty much has a tight grip on your life, or at least it wants to have a tight grip on your life. Very interesting one. All right, that's a person that's it pretty much bewilders anyone that talks with them with a fist bump. All right, I'm gonna do that from now on. All right, a fist bump. There you go. So it bewilders anyone that kind of like interacts with them, and it's how can I put it into words? It attracts, and not just because it's interesting, but also because it does look like that it has an answer to anything, especially when it comes to a problem solving, or rather like a managing crisis. Now, the problem with this person is that it is either his way or her way or the highway. They do not honor nor respect any other opinion than their opinion, and their opinion is different from anyone else's opinion. Now, on the other hand, the other person that we do have that you gotta choose in between, now that individual, it's very forthcoming, and it's someone that you just can relate with, okay, in a sense of that it's not like you are having a similar experiences, but you are going to find very easy to talk about your experiences with that person, and even if they do not understand you and they cannot place themselves into your shoes, they can support you. That is the very least that can happen. So you have to choose in between one of these two, because from the end of the week moving forward, you are going to start entangling yourself with the one you chose emotionally. Whether you are going to start building up a friendship emotions, you are going to start falling in love with that person, I don't know, it's going to be different for every single one of you. But the guidance of the cards, it is go for the one that you can cooperate better, right? I mean, if you go for the one that you can cooperate better, you're definitely gonna start falling in love with that person. There are other things that you should take under consideration, Virgo. For example, if you do have a flawless marriage and you just need a friend, then obviously that's not a good option for you to go for the one that you can cooperate better, because that is going to ruin your family. So take your current circumstances under consideration. But if you don't have anyone to lose around you, then definitely go for the one that you can cooperate with better. Another way how you can make the right choice, it is by not making a choice at all, and eventually with time one of these two people is gonna pretty much lose interest, rather like they're gonna become annoyed and they're just gonna walk away, and the one that stays is gonna be the right choice for you, the only choice available for you, which is gonna be the right choice for you. And that is literally your reading. Right, next one we do have Libra. Oh, you're welcome, Martha. I'm glad you enjoyed them and you value them. Well, my birthday is coming up as well. I'm Scorpio too. And my niece, which is about to come up on this world at 5th of November, that is the termin, is gonna be Scorpio. And I told my brother, you drove our mother crazy. Well, now you're gonna have your karma back. Now you just wait. Okay, you just wait. Because he's Cancer, and I bet, my niece is gonna pretty much show him how it's done. All right, so Libra, 6 of Wands for you guys, followed by High Priestess. Moving on, next we do have the 3 of Wands, And the final one is going to be the Five of Swords. All right, so it's also to a certain extent you are gonna skate on a thin ice. So this is most likely career, right? This is 95% of you are gonna have that experience into your career. Other 5% are gonna have into your love life, and that's gonna be the worst one, right? The career is the better one, the love life is the worst one. So in terms of your career, according to that reading, things are going to start taking off, right? And before you know it, it's just you are going to start accomplishing results with your clients, with your job, and in generally with the ways you want to grow in terms of a career development, in terms of job as well, to a point where you're going to start feeling that you just have to go for more, right? What you are doing right now, it's simply not enough any longer. It's not like not enough in terms of payment and in terms of results. It's not enough of a personal, not completion, but not satisfaction, accomplishment of a personal accomplishment. And thus, even though you may not go for throughout the week, you're going to start thinking about, Libra, of simply going for more, or in other words, challenging yourself to go for more, to lift your bar, or to lift the bar of your capabilities. And this is where you're going to start skating on a thin ice, because while you are sitting on your current establishments, right, you can definitely go for more, but how much more? You have to be objective about that, because you may overstep yourself. But definitely this week for you, Libra, is the week that you gotta stir, guys. You gotta take action. You gotta take an initiative. You want the client, call them. You want the job, apply for it. You know, you want more, I don't know, you want more business, ask for it. It's very, very important that you do take the initiative. Once you do so, the other side, that, you know, the affirmative action, or the, oh my god, the confirmation depends on us seeing that you are taking the initiative. They're going to give it to you, right? Because they are not going to have any reasons to object or to deny you for it. And that way you are gonna have what you want. Hopefully you can handle it, because at the end of the day you may find your hands full and overflowing, and things are gonna start falling apart. Relationship wise, the week can be passionate. It can be dappled with a lot of flirting, with a lot of sex, and that's about it. Okay, no emotions. In fact, if you are start falling in love, at least according to these cards, is gonna be the wrong person you are falling in love with. That's for Libra. And finally, going for Scorpio now. Come on, cross your fingers, guys. I do need a good one. How are you, Charlie? How are you breaking phones? You know that I find it amazing, because I know people that no matter what, whenever they buy a phone, that phone got broken 3 weeks afterwards, or a month afterwards, top couple of months afterwards. I personally never broke a phone, and I don't even use a case for it. Why should I use a case for it? I'm always mindful where I'm placing my phone. I'm always mindful what pocket I hold my phone into. I'm holding it into pockets that are pretty much countered, so nothing can get out of those pockets unless I put my hand and I pretty much, you know, take it off. So it's kind of like amazing how can you break phone. I guess it happens, you know, but it could happen once or twice in life. There are people that it happens all the time. Right, Scorpio, we do have judgment. Let's see what that judgment is all about now. Then it is the Fool, followed by the High Priestess. Here's the Sun. I have to see what it's all about. Okay, I do have to see. I need to know what I'm talking about, because it could be just the same, just as potent in business, just as potent in love or about anything. But whatever it is, it's gonna make us feel happy. Okay, it's gonna make us feel very, very happy. All right. I think it's a bit underwhelming for the major arcana we have, but it may not be. Okay, it may not be, because what the Lenormands show, it's a successful deed with someone from our social circle. Okay, someone we know. Together we are gonna do a successful deed that is not going to be neither about our love life, neither about our business. So I don't know what that's all about, but if not anything else, at least we are gonna have a bestie around. Okay, we're gonna earn a bestie around. Now the tarot relates to it by showing that as we are, how can I put it into words? Well, literally, this reading says that we have everything we need to be happy around us, and that could relate equally to love and career, because if it is relates to love, the card means that we already have the love around us. We just have to open our eyes for it. Okay, so in other words, the person that we can end up being happy with and grow old with, it's around us. Same thing in terms of business. The business or the job that we can be very, very successful with, rich with, is either around us or we are already working it. Okay, and for that said, these 4 cards here are speaking that we don't need anything else. We just have to see what is thy flame, so to speak, and bolster it. Yeah. So how we can recognize what's the flame? Well, it is what comes naturally. So if we try to push something, that's definitely not it. But imagine that way, that you are talking with someone and kind of like the conversation goes naturally, and you know, wherever you are together, you do have such a smooth experience. You don't have to argue about anything, and it's kind of like you read your minds and so on and so forth. That's your guy or your woman, depending on your preferences. You are in a job that whatever comes your way as a task, you can just, you do it with ease, and you have no struggles, you have no concerns about the job. That's your job. Okay, that is how you can recognize it. Having the Fool into the 2nd position definitely means that, there is nothing else that can actually offer us what we are having around us can offer us. Now, for me, that's most likely business. Yeah, but the result of all that, guys, it is that by the end of the week, we are going to end up being quite happy, okay? and we are to see an expanding energies of growth in front of us, whether into our business or whether into our career. And something more specific that is going to take place, it is that certain conflicts that we are having, if we do have any, because I don't have any, but if we do have any conflicts, those conflicts are going to abate or straight away vanish. Chandra, thank you so much for your $4.99. Thank you, Chandra. Make sure that you do also stick around up until the end, where you're going to have your personalized reading for the week. All right, guys, second break now, and the gift is on. So one of you can have a free reading with me. Right now here, public on the live stream, and all that you gotta do is just ask a question into the comments down below that you want me to read for with my tarot cards. I'm gonna give you 5 minutes to type your question. If there are more than one question, I'm gonna pick one of your questions and I'm going to perform a professional reading on it. If there are no questions, I'm just gonna move to the last 4 star signs, but there is going to be one more free reading after or opportunity for a reading, for a free reading after Pisces, and after that I'm moving to the super chat readings. Anyone who supports the stream and the channel through super chat, you guys are going to get your reading at the end. That's pretty much given. And should your super chat have no inquiry at all with it, the reading is going to be about your personal experience throughout the week. And should your super chat be $20 or above, I'm gonna do that very same reading that I'm doing for the star signs, the 4-card spread, or if there is an inquiry with it, I'm gonna choose an appropriate spread for your inquiry. Chandra, things are going okay-ish. You know, there is always something to concern yourself with, or anyone to concern itself with. But you know, it's not a big deal. There is always workarounds, there is always solutions. So that's life. Two and a half minutes, guys. Hello, fun for all. One and a half minutes. Alright, Pisces Moonbeam, if no one else submits a question in the next 1 minute and 20 minutes, and 20 seconds, I'm sorry, I'm gonna pick yours. Oh, fun for all. Don't worry about it. I mean, you can always rewind it. All right. So I'm gonna have to take Pisces Moonbeam question, and I'm gonna tell you why, guys. It is because whether I answer you, Fun for All, or you, Charlie, the answers ain't gonna make any difference whatsoever, because the court is gonna go the way it's supposed to, and whatever she feels, that ain't gonna make her, the tarot reading ain't gonna make, yeah, her feel any different. However, Pisces Moonbeam, I can give her a heads up about the move, and if the things are not looking great, she may decide to cancel it or to move somewhere else. Okay, so that's why. Sean, there is always a delay. There is always a delay of a minute, I think. I already picked it, Charlie. There is gonna be one more free reading, mate. So if you wait up until after Pisces, ask it again. Pisces Moonbeam. Those are your cards. Okay, so that's the thing. In a long run, it's gonna be better. But when you move into the first, say, couple of months to a half a year, you would wanna cry, and that's gonna have nothing to do with is the place good or bad. It will have a lot to do with adjustment. All right, so your adjustment in regards to moving is gonna be hell. That's gonna be the problem. But again, in the long run, it's gonna end up being better than in the place you are in. That's your answer. Oh, you're welcome. For a couple of minutes, guys, and then I'm gonna move to the last four star signs, which are gonna be Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and finally Pisces. Yeah, there is something like a minute delay on minute and a half. Depends on what kind of a device you are watching it. I think if you are using computer, web browser, Chrome, it's the least delay. That is what I have observed, but I may be wrong again. All right. Next, Sagittarius. Or Sagittarius. Sagittarius. I don't know. I'm never gonna be able to pronounce those star signs correctly. So all right, first one, the Wheel of Fortune for you, Sagittarius, followed by the Seven of Wands. Moving on next, we do have the Seven of Pentacles. And the final one, we do have the Hangman. Hello, Laura. What for? I haven't done anything yet. That's an awkward one. So you are to face a lot of, I can't even say a competition, it's more like an opposition. You know, those kind of situations where you suddenly stumble, you suddenly stumble on a good opportunity, let's put it that way, and everybody wants to convince you out of it. Okay, that kind of an opposition we are talking about here. But actually, in some cases, it's gonna be a good thing because it's gonna make you think very, very well. So the bottom line of your experience throughout the week, Sagittarius, is that you may find yourself cutting off some activities. You may find yourself investing yourself in some activities. But the thing is that whatever you decide to cut is gonna be a thing that no longer works for you, and whatever you decide to invest in is gonna be a thing that is gonna work for you. So we do have a readjustment of your devotion and as well of your resources to a point where you are gonna feel like you ain't wasting anything, you ain't wasting any time, you ain't wasting any efforts, you ain't wasting any money, if you will, nor emotional dedication to one person or another, to one thing or another. And that's by the end of it, you will feel very, very lucky about it, that it happened that way, although through a opposition here. And by the end of the week, you actually gonna find yourself that you have done your job, all right? And that you have done your job ahead of everybody else. And so you will find yourself in a place where you will have to wait for others to catch up with you. And the unfortunate thing about that is going to be that actually your progress will depend on those that are catching up with you, or maybe circumstances are catching up with you. But nonetheless, your results are going to depend on that. And at the end of the week, you will have to actually put up a break and wait for everybody to kind of like keep up the pace. So we can see that at the very least you're going to start the next week with the next week, I mean after 23rd, with a lot of free time for you to fill it up in a way that you would like to experience. Now it's going to be very wrong, at least according to these cards, as soon as you have nothing to do, right, to start making up things to do, because that way you're just going to worsen your situation. Again, you have done your job, you don't have to do anything else. It's someone else's job. You don't have you should not do someone else's job, because you can't, you're not qualified for it. And that way it is how you can make things worse. Now, one of the things that you're going to find that it is worth for you is going to be pretty substantial, and it will allow you to kind of like improve your life in a huge scale. Don't miss it. All right, so that was for you, Sagittarius. Now moving on, next we do have Capricorn. Yeah, it's because it's using an app. That's why, right? It goes through an app. And the phone itself does buffering and also conversion. Capricorn, 2 of Pentacles. It is the first one for you guys, followed by the second card, which is the Knight of Swords. Afterwards, we do have the Empress. No, that's the 9 of Pentacles. I'm sorry. So afterwards, we do have the 9 of Pentacles. And the final one for you, Capricorn, that's going to be the Knight of Cups. So for the Knight of Swords, I'm drawing one more. We do have the 4 of Cups. So we have an impatient one. All right. What happens here? Let me just lay down the cards better so I can see them, because it's a bit all over the place. So what happens with you, Capricorn, is that into the upcoming week, 17th to 23rd, suddenly you will find yourself having a lot of space. Well, maybe not a lot, but quite enough for you to undertake an endeavor. Now, that endeavor is going to be a huge thing for you, most likely in terms of your business or in terms of your social environment. It will be just very, very growthful. And the problem is going to be is that we do have a person that thinks that should be a part of this endeavor, while they don't have to be. They not need to be at all. What is the reason why they don't need to be at all? I don't know. The reason is going to be different for every single one of you. Whether it's because they are going to slow you down, whether it's because there is a conflict of interests, whichever the case, they just should not be there. But alas, their thinking it is that, you know, they have the time, they have the position, so why not deprive you of your important enterprise? Again, most likely in terms of business. Now, how the space is going to be cleared up? Well, probably, I don't know if you right now have them, but by Sunday, 2 days from now, you will have quite of a packed up, or rather like a cramped plan for the week. It's just you will have no room to fit anything else but what you have planned for the week itself. But it's going to turn out as the week progresses that few things are going to drop off your schedule, and that is how you're going to find your time. That is how you're going to find time to fill it up with something, and that something will be quite beneficial for you, like I said. Don't allow anyone to spoil it for you, guys. Don't feel, how can I put it into words? Don't feel that you owe something to someone. You don't know any, you do not owe anything to anyone. And if you play your cards right, according to this reading, by the end of the week, you will find yourself progressing slowly but steadily into this enterprise. But the thing about the enterprise is that it's gonna start shaping up as an enterprise that you always wanted to have around, that you always wanted to develop, that you always wanted to be a part of. So suffice to say here, although you are going to be a bit annoyed and aggravated and not everything goes as planned, it will be a blessing in disguise, because it's going to clear up a space for you to start accomplishing a dream of yours. Now, that could be a hobby that you dreamt of developing, you know, or some kind of a pattern that you dreamt of developing. Whichever the case, we definitely have a minor dream of yours start becoming more and more manifestable, more and more plausible, more and more reachable, more and more within your grasp. You just don't allow anyone to spoil it for you. Right, next one we do have Aquarius. You're welcome, Kate. All right, first one, that's going to be the Ace of Swords, followed by the Knights of, is that the Knight? Yeah, the Knights of Wands. Moving on, next we do have the 10 of Wands. And the final one for Aquarius, that's going to be the Knight of Swords. So everything is going to lead up to some kind of a decision that we will have to make. I'm saying we because I am Aquarius rising. And the catalyst to the Knight of Wands, that's going to be the Moon. It's basically a person that has no place around us. They do not belong in our world. And yet they are into our world. But I'm very curious what will be their purpose, because these cards are not showing their purpose. So what they are showing it is that within this week we are start growing more and more aware what we have to do, whether about our business or whether about our love life. For example, we will become more and more aware what we have to do to grow in our business. We will become more and more aware what we gotta do to become happier in our love life, or how to find a partner into our love life. Now, the conditions are going to be different for every single one of us. It is just bottom line. It is that throughout the week, we are going to grasp on the accurate diagnosis, where we are finding ourselves at, and what needs to be done in order to find ourselves wherever we want to be. Because wherever we want to be, it's very accomplishable. That is granted here by the 10 of Wands. But there are conditions, all right? This is a pattern that we'll have to follow. There are rules, accepted that it is a game, and we have to follow the rules of that game. And should we do so, then a sufficient, I would say amazing rewards are awaiting us at the end of this venture. And I can only assume there is going to be a person who is going to make accomplishing the demands of the enterprise very difficult for us. Not through an opposition or anything. I have no idea how. I guess they are their influence is going to be different for every single one of us. But that is a person that definitely has no place in our life. So how we can recognize that individual? Well, first of all, I don't want to say that they are narcissists, but it is always about them, right? And second of all, they are very easily changing perspective. Like today we are their best friends, tomorrow they are angry at us, on the next day someone else is their best friend, all right? Or today they have one opinion, tomorrow they have another opinion, and the next day it's just they're very fluid. I don't know how to put it into words. They are very flux with the things around. In other words, that is someone that we cannot rely on. We cannot, how can I put it into words? If they promise that they're gonna help us, we can't rely on that, because tomorrow they can say, well, yeah, I promised you that, but it was a different situation, and now the situation is in a certain way that if I help you, it's not gonna be beneficent for me, you know. And that basically, that's a person who thinks only for themselves. Now, bottom line, if we do follow the rules of the situation, you know, that's accurate diagnosis that we're going to put on the situation, at the end of the week we're going to find ourselves that we'll have to make a decision, right? And it's very important that at that point we align the choice we're going to make with our emotions, because there is going to be that option available that simultaneously is going to make sense, and is going to be the option available we are going to like. So that is the one we take. Otherwise, a huge regret awaits us in the future. Another thing about these cards, guys, it is that it's a great week for us to say the truth to anyone around. If we like someone, we say it. If we don't like someone, we also say it. If we think we deserve more, we make a claim for it, and so on and so forth. So that was for Sagittarius. Now moving on, next we do have Pisces. Six of Pentacles is the first one for Pisces, followed by the Three of Cups. Moving on, next we do have the Page of Wands, and the final one for you, Pisces, that's going to be the High Priestess. So the additional card for the Page of Wands, that's going to be the Devil. Yeah, come on, cards. I don't know if you are a social individual as a Pisces. If you are a social individual, meaning that you cannot thrive if there are no people involved with you, that's not going to be a good week for you, Pisces, because that week it kind of like calls more about, I don't know, singularity, maybe should I say it. That is because the cards are showing it is that the tasks or the enterprises that you will have to deal with, whether personally, whether business-wise, whether into your social circle, only you can deal with them. Nobody can help you. In fact, because we do have the Three of Cups, nobody around you will be able to relate with. Okay, they're just not gonna feel it the way they are supposed to feel it. So obviously that's a terrible week for you to express your emotions. You have a woman or a guy that you like, and you go and lay your feelings in their feet. They're just, if the very least, they are going to be bewildered. Why? You know, why do you like them? It's not like they're gonna say I don't like you. It is just, you know, they're gonna be confused. What led to this? What do you mean with this? And so on and so forth. So best to address aspects in your life that depends only on you and none other, and work to kind of like improve or well yeah, so work on them to improve them or to stabilize them or to sustain them, whatever whatever the case. Now there is going to be an individual that is showing up in your life, and that individual is going to be very attractive with their behavior, is going to be very attractive with also their approach toward situations, toward people around. That individual most likely is going to flatter you straight away, and is going to bring a lot of cheerful emotions into your environment. It is just is gonna be like a battery for you. All right, so whenever you feel drained, that person will be able to recharge you with enthusiasm, with positive energy that will help you to kind of like deal with what you have to deal with throughout the week, because like I said, you will have to deal with it alone, whether family endeavors, family problems, whether business problems, and so on and so forth. But the good thing is that by the end of the week, Pisces, things are normalizing and everything gets back to normal. That is seen here by the High Priestess, and that is literally your reading. Why am I killing you, Melissa? Why is that? So that was for Pisces, and now the final free reading gift is gonna take place. Anyone who wants to have a free reading with me, now is the time, guys, to ask your question into the comments down below. I'm gonna give you 5 minutes to do so, and after those 5 minutes, I'm gonna pick one question, if there are more than one question, of course, and I'm going to perform a professional reading on it. Should there be no questions, I'm going to move to the super chat readings. Anyone who supports the stream and the channel through super chat is going to get a reading at the end of the live stream, which is very, very near. It's nigh. I love that word. And should your super chat has no inquiry with it, the reading is going to be about your personal experience for the week 17th to 23rd of October 2022. And if your super chat is above $20 or $20, you're going to get that very same reading I'm doing for the star signs, the very same format of reading that I'm doing for the stars, for the star signs. And if there is an inquiry with it, I'm going to just pick a spread that is suitable for your inquiry. Understand what, Sean? Well, maybe you want to wait a week, Melissa. Exactly. What's another week? But Melissa, I do not allow cards to dictate my decisions. And listen, if you want to, you can go and share your feelings. That way, at least you ain't gonna waste your time. You know, and the very least, you're gonna make it clear in front of him. Just make sure when you do so, you do not do it in a bypassing way. You just shoot straight. You're welcome. All right, will my past Aquarius love come back? Fluttershy asks. Now, Fluttershy, I cannot tell you for certain, um, because it's impossible to tell for certain, because nobody can make a decision for your past love, right? They gotta make a decision, are they gonna come back or not? What I can do is to check on their intentions. Do they intend to do so? Now, even if they do intend to do so, that doesn't mean that they're gonna act on their intentions. So let's check it out. Yeah, well, that is something I learned when I was in the fifth grade, I believe. Fifth grade, I believe. That there is no need to kind of like play around. Just say what you feel. That way, you ain't gonna waste any time. Those are your cards. And I know that they look promising, but what we have, it's enemies, enemies. So for now, their intentions is that should they return, they will want to come back as a friend and nothing more. That's the answer. Let's put it that way. If they do return, they will want to mend ways, but not to a point of emotional entanglement. So yeah, friends. All right, couple of minutes, guys, and I will attend to the super chat readings. All right, Mattia, Martha, Sherry, and Sean, your readings are going to be at the end of the super chat. First are going to be News, Liz, Chandra, and Melissa. And Melissa, yeah. All right, news your week. We do have the Knight of Swords. Now that should be mostly a business one. That should be mostly a business one. News Devon, and in term of your enterprises throughout the week and your experiences, you will have a certain alignment to make there. So a lot will depend on you and how you make your choices. The Knight of Swords, it is the only sword court of swords that takes under consideration how they feel. So you make sure that whatever you do is something you like to do. That's very, very important. Other than that, you are going to brainstorm your situations, and definitely you will present yourself in front of anyone else as a very intelligent, not knowledgeable was the word that I was searching for. So a knowledgeable person. The card promises, should you follow your knowledge, the card promises great progress in term of your career, and as well in terms of your love life. Also, don't make stupid things, but always have a sharp, how can I put it into words, sharp perception for the things around you. Don't allow your emotions to overflow you, but in the same time keep them under consideration as well. Any fight that you are to have throughout the week, say with coworkers, say with a friend, you will be able to just kill them with your arguments. Nobody is going to be able to withstand you. Liz, your week, we do have the Three of Cups. Obviously that card shows and leans more towards social circles. So with the Three of Cups, you will find a lot of people that are thinking just like you, and not just only thinking just like you, but also feeling just like you as well. If you feel bad about something, people are going to feel bad about the same thing. If you feel that something is wrong with something, people are going to feel the same way. So you're going to be on the same page with a lot of those around you, co-workers, social friends, you know, people into your social circle, beloved ones as well. But that card also promises initial results. So if you had started something recently, okay, you can rest assured that you can, how can I put it into words, you can enjoy the very first results from it into the upcoming week. If you have a beloved one and you want to propose them, that week is the time you do it, or it's a good time for you to do it. Chandra, your card, it is the Magician. So I know that you are more business oriented, Chandra, and in terms of business, that is a immaculate card being there, right? It just shows that you are gonna kill it. Anything that you do touch, it's simply gonna work out. The card suggests that throughout the week you are gonna do things, especially in terms of business, that are gonna amaze people around you. In fact, in their eyes, it's gonna look like that you have done it against the odds. Okay, nobody else could do it the way you did it. That will allow you to build up a lot of independence, sovereignty, status was the word that I was searching for, and as well to negotiate a better deal. Now in your social circle and in your love life, people are going to start accepting you for who you are, even if they do not like it. Well, they're going to start liking it. Good night, Pisces Moonbeam. And Melissa, your card is Six of Wands with the Fool. There is, I hate doing keywords, but these are, it's keyword A, new rewards. Basically throughout the week, Melissa, you are going to be to acquire a new rewards and also new recognition. Yeah, it's a good week for you to expose your emotions, despite Pisces reading, those cards are showing that it is a great week for you to initiate a new beginning, stepping on old results. Because you knowing the guy or the woman based on your preferences, and for example spending time with them, these are results. So stepping on those results, you can initiate a new beginning. In fact, the milestones you have accomplished up until now is going to give you the necessary foundation to initiate a new ventures, quests, beginnings in your life. But definitely there are going to be rewards for your efforts. Make sure that your efforts are directed to what you want, so you have it as a reward. All right, so Mattia, to your question, let me shuffle the cards and see what we have. So your question is about a business meeting, and you want to know what how that business meeting is going to go. Oh, I don't know if he feels the same way, Melissa. But like we already said, at least you ain't gonna waste your time. All right, these are your cards. So the best word I can find is trivial. It is tough. Dating, it is tough, yeah. I haven't dated in a year, and my last datings were colossal failures. Anyway, I don't want to get into it. Yeah, the best that I can describe those cards, Mattia, trivial, it's just gonna be a normal meeting where you are going to discuss a future possibilities, but alas, it will be just very how can I put it into words, vague, right? It will be like almost like a wishful thinking, like, you know, we can do that, but if that thing happens and that condition is met, and so on and so forth. In other words, talking about the future that depends on the circumstances which haven't been met yet, that they haven't been formed yet. So you may actually start feeling helpless at some point, but whatever, you know, whatever is established to be talked about and to be promised is going to be met as well. So this is going to be a totally normal business meeting that is going to carry on weight, but not immediate weight, but for the future itself. And the best thing that can come out of this meeting is that you are to receive an offer which is going to help you in a certain way. I don't know in what kind of a way, but it's going to help you in a certain way. However, that offer also is going to require some efforts from your behalf as well. But alas, nothing you should be scared from, you know, or there is no traps there. There is no, you ain't going to be blindsided and so on and so forth. She's picking up speed, eh? All right, next one, Marta. I've shared. I don't know if I did. Yeah, I have not. I have almost nothing to hide. You're welcome, Mattia. Thank you for your generosity. All right, Marta. Those are your cards here. Okay. So we do have Six of Pentacles with the Moon card. Afterwards is the Tower. And the final one, we do have the Queen of Wands. Give me a second. Yeah. All right. I'm sorry to disappoint you, Marta, but that is gonna be the most ordinary week you have ever had. Okay? Literally nothing important is gonna happen out there. Even if you do have any plans for important things, they will be very, very underwhelming, almost like in Mattia's case. Okay, where yeah, things are gonna be talked about for the future, but how that future is gonna manifest, well, nobody the hell knows. And obviously you ain't gonna like it. Okay, you're just not going to, how can I put it into words? You're gonna believe that actually that is how the week is turning out. But that is for the most part. Okay, by the end of this week for you, Marta, things are gonna start speeding up, especially when it comes to your business. And it's highly likely that towards the end you may come up with a very good business plans or a very good business maneuvers which are bound to prevail, which are bound to be quite successful. So any idea at the end of the day about a job, about establishing some kind of a avenue for a revenue and so on and so forth, no matter how ridiculous it looks like, just scratch it down somewhere, because very, very soon after that, you will have the means to execute it in any way. And in terms of your personal life, especially if you are single at the end of the week, you are going to start attracting more people. So that's going to be a great time for you to pretty much suit yourself up with your best raiments. Do your best makeup and just go out and start meeting people, because you are going to attract a lot. Your law of attraction is going to be very, very strong. But that is happening towards the end of the week, Saturday night, Sunday, you know, that time, that time frame. The rest of it, like I said, very, very unremarkable, which you just don't gonna like. And because it's unremarkable, that's going to make you feel like you are doing something wrong while you aren't. And what you may not acknowledge as well, Marta, is that this ordinarity, if that's a word, okay, it's actually making, harmony is a strong word to say, but it is making things foreseeable, is making things manageable around you. So that is your week. Now moving on, next we do have Sherry. All right, Sherry, those are your cards. So we do have the Ace of Wands with the Ten of Pentacles. Then it is Justice, and the final one, that's the Two of Wands. So Sherry, definitely the week involves people. Okay, I don't know if Sean's gonna like it, but how can I put it into words? That could manifest in any field in your life. It could manifest into your business or into your personal life as well. But bottom line is that these people or that person is gonna present you with a very attractive, interesting, and gainingful enterprise that you will almost feel compelled to explore. And bottom line is that you will see no reason not to. Okay, at least according to these cards. Now, if I have to estimate, most likely it relates to a hobby. Most likely it relates to some kind of a skill you have, some kind of a knowledge that you do have. All right. So definitely, or most definitely, it relates to your business and your career, but it could be also in terms of your love life, someone interesting that you may meet throughout the week. However, but following up towards the end of the week, you and that person or this group of people are going to see very solid progress in regards to the enterprise itself, whether a project, whether a friendship, okay, whether some kind of a personal enterprise, or maybe a relationship. But solid progress there that is only going to make you look forward toward the future and how much you can accomplish into it as well. So it's a week of something new, right? It's a week of I can't say new beginning, but a new addition to your routine. And hopefully you give it a chance, because according to these cards, it's going to be very gaining for you. One thing I want to warn you here, it is that the results from it are going to be completely reciprocal to your actions and to your efforts as well. So you make sure you give it all, because believe me, you will want all from it. And finally, we do have Sean. All right, Sean, those are your cards. And your week is about problem solving. Okay. So what happens for you, it is that you're welcome, Sherry. So what happens, it is that you will find a reason to keep on moving, and the reason is going to be that things are not beyond any for the lack of better word, repairments. How do you call it? Reprimanding, I believe it is how you call it. What happens it is that as the week starts and moves forward, few days in, you will see that actually some of your actions were a little bit, let's call them premature, okay? And that you are burning certain bridges and you're closing certain doors very swiftly without thinking twice about it, and that you should not do that. Now, luckily for you, things are not that far in, so you cannot kind of like take a few steps back and, you know, do the other way around, do the right thing, so to speak. And throughout the week, you are going to spend a lot of time with some kind of either a faithful companion or someone who just knows the tricks of the trade into what you have to fix things, fix the problems. And simply together you are going to come up to a solution to those problems. That could be professional help, therapist, you know, advisor, some kind of I don't know, yeah, well, a lawyer, for example, so on and so forth, or just someone who knows very well what you are dealing with. But the result of that, Sean, is that toward the end of the week, if not resolved, you are already gonna have the recipe how to pretty much climb your mountain, how to climb to the top of the world where you want to be. And the climb is going to start now. How long is going to take you? I don't know. Definitely at the end of the week, you are going to be so much more not convinced, but you're going to have so much more self-confidence, so much more drive, and so much more dedicated to what it is right for you to do, right? Not what it is right for everybody, but what it is right for you to do. The beauty of all that, it is that you will see that whatever you were disappointed, whatever you are disappointed right now from, and even if you are feeling some kind of a losses that are happening around you, you will see that you can pretty much catch up with those losses or make up for those losses. And whatever the disappointments, they are just temporary disappointments. You can fix things around. So it's definitely a week for you fixing things around, solving problems, so you can pretty much clear out your environment, so you can start climbing up to the top of the world, where, by the way, according to those cards, you do belong. Ginger, welcome to the stream. Big hello to you. You are missed, by the way. You are missed. You missed Pisces Moonbeam as well. She is not feeling well and she went to bed, which I'm going to do as well right now, because the stream is over. Thank you guys so much for attending. Thank you for your support and as well for your generosity. And we are going to see each other very, very soon. Until then, bye.